Welcome, everybody, to the very next episode of The Remedy with Tova Sido Shrink and
Janice Gaunt.
You laugh every time.
Janice Sterling Haney Gaunt.
And I'm Tom Bridwell.
And I'm Tom Bridwell. You make that sound so easy, Tom.
That is easy. I'm gonna be just Jan.
Old Jan.
What's your full name, Tom?
Thomas Sterling Bridwell.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, we knew that. I was like, there was something unique about his
cousin. You're my cousin.
name. Probably.
Where did that part of the family live?
My dad it's from my dad's side, and they were, he was born in Springfield, Missouri, but most of these Sterling Bridwells are Texans. Ralph, my granddad, Joe, my great
uncle,
Tucker, me, Betty, we're all Texans.
Cute names.
Yeah,
Thank
my dad grew up in Ira, Texas, which is outside of Snyder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So that's where he had 7 brothers.
Wow,
And,
that name
there
lived
were
on.
19 grandchildren.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Wow.
He
But
was
there's
a
a lot of
rancher.
Sterlings out there.
There are a lot of Sterlings out there. No, I don't know what they're doing.
Craig's family is from, oh my gosh, it just blanked, but small town Texas. And at one point, I think his dad, Poppy, told me that there were 39 Shrank mailboxes in the town.
And how big was
Whoa.
the town?
Small, teensy tiny.
Yeah.
But there were just so many of them.
My mother's parents lived in Earth, Texas, and my grandfather was one of the founders of the town, and they were sitting around a table, and somebody said, "What on earth are we going to name this town?" And they said, "How about Earth?" And they were like, "Okay." So that was the name of the town.
Seriously? That's how that started?
Not to be confused with Erath.
That's right. That's exactly
Hilarious. Okay, well, last week we started 20 sentences I wish I'd read sooner in life. I had a dear client of mine send this to me, and I liked it. So I thought it would be fun to share. Last week we did 1 through 10. Today, we're going to start with 11.
Great.
Go for it.
Okay. Normalize not having an opinion on things you aren't informed on.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Every single person in America could use this advice.
Exactly.
Well, including me.
Exactly, me
Because
too.
I have opinions about stuff, and I don't have any information really a lot of times. I'm not informed about it. But I just sometimes I make up stuff.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You do?
If I don't have something to say, I'll just make something up.
I want to be in the room when you do that.
So don't ever bet on what I say is true.
Wait, aren't you a therapist? Aren't people paying you a lot of money for the stuff that comes out of your
I'm
mouth?
just giving them an opinion, but I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Let me tell you something. If you know anything, it's therapy. You're doing a damn good job.
But
in that
I think it's
department.
kind of funny to have an opinion, a strong opinion on something that I just don't know anything about.
Oh.
But I have an opinion.
I think that's hilarious when
Yeah.
people do that.
Yeah, that's me. And I guarantee you, Tom Gaunt would be like, "What are you talking? You don't know what that." He just doesn't
And you're
get
like,
it.
what? I still think like
I
that.
read it somewhere
Right. I hope he doesn't
on the
listen
back
to
of
this
this
one.
Kleenex box.
He's never gonna take your word for it
Okay,
again.
all right. I'm really very smart.
Okay, number 12, Tom.
The only person who's going to magically show up to save you is you. Yeah, I mean,
Too bad.
sure, but
I mean, you got to
mean-
take care of yourself.
that's funny because I've been on the side of the road with a flat tire, and somebody has pulled over to save me. So there's an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
But yes, I get it. You kind of have to
I get it when it comes to like people who are addicted or people who are struggling, with something like nobody can do it for you.
That's right.
That is right.
That person is inspired to change. There's not a damn thing any of us can do.
Yeah, if I can't take care of myself or have a part in it, then I'm sure there are a whole lot of people who don't want to help. You know what I mean?
Sure,
I mean,
of course.
That's...
So it's true.
I think that is really true.
I feel like there's a lot of devout Christians that would take issue with this too, because there's a lot of people that would probably finish that sentence with, is God. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I consider myself a highly spiritual, religious person, and I think I agree with you, Tom, because I agree that there are people who would say who could put that in there, and I do believe that God can help us. But there's that saying, you can only what is the saying about saving? You got to save yourself, or what? It's whatever.
He helps those who help themselves, or something like that.
Something like
I think that's you're just not sitting on the porch smoking a bunch of cigarettes and you have lung cancer, praying that God will cure your gun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fairly ignorant approach to faith. I do believe that God can help us, but I think God really is only interested in saving people who are interested in doing their part too, just like any good parent would. So I think this goes for ourselves, but I also think it goes for others. I think a lot of parents try to control an outcome with their child, or they want to save their child, which oftentimes enables somebody, or a husband or a wife. We can be enablers of this. And I think until people are ready to change themselves and get better or lose the weight or get off drugs or stop drinking or whatever the vice, stop smoking, whatever the vice is. How many alcoholics have you and I met with? Again and again and again and again. And until they're ready, they're kind of wasting their time and money.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure magic is that's the confusing word in this sentence.
Yeah, it's not magically. It's just...
I think you're right.
The person who is going to show up to save you is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not magical. It's just a matter of thinking, okay, well, I'm a grown-up. I got to change. I got to make some changes. And I think that's the great thing about... AA and Al-Anon and all of those 12-step programs is that people show up and it is a spiritual program, and it really does change people because it gives them a format of the steps to walk through it to help better yourself. And it's so there are...
And it includes a spiritual component and God and all of that. But you've got to go to meetings.
You got to go to meetings. Yeah. You have to get a sponsor. You've got to work the steps.
Yep. There's a lot of you in there too.
Yeah.
Not just somebody else or something else saving you.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 13, I love this one. Your habits are the silent architects of your life. Dang, that is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So your habits are the ones that are going to show you how it's going to be silent, but it's going to be the architect. It's just like if somebody smokes 1 million cigarettes a day and they get lung cancer, they have been the silent architect of that.
It will shape your life. It will impact.
Yeah, it will.
Deeply.
Or if you always talk trash, you will have no friends.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this one. Your habits are the cycle architects of your life.
And the thing that's really good about that, I think, in my opinion, is that I can make a difference. I can change it. I can do something differently with it. You know, I went to the doctor today about my shoulder, and he, I was walking Buddy, and my next door neighbor came out with their dog, and they have a little dog, and so Buddy pulled.
Did it hurt so
ran
bad?
After them and pulled on my arm.
I feel it.
And
hurts so bad.
their yard is up about there's an interior yard that is up about probably 2.5 feet, and I jumped there and face planted.
Oh, Janice!
In all the ivy and everything, and I mean. My shoulder, it was terrible. But so that, what I learned is that when I am walking Buddy on the leash, I have to have my left hand, which is the bad shoulder, and then the right hand is the tight one. So this is here, and this is guiding it, but the big
right is holding it.
Is really holding it. But yeah, I learned a big lesson about that.
Ouch. Ouch.
Today my doctor was like, "What did you do?"
I have so much pain just even thinking about that.
But he gave me a shot in my joint, in my shoulder, so that
feel a little bit better.
It'll help, yeah.
Oh,
but
one time after my accident, when my shoulder was, I had a couple of surgeries, and one time Craig was laughing really hard, and he slapped my shoulder.
Oh my gosh!
I can still feel the pain.
Oh my gosh.
What made us get on that?
I don't know. It was the architect of your life. Craig. Craig, don't slap Tova on the back.
Well, so just to go back to this a little bit, because one thing that I thought about that, even just what you do in the morning, your morning routine, getting up, your coffee, your quiet time, your exercise, like these are the things that shape us and that you and I really value and kind of set our tone for not just our days, but days add up to your life.
Yeah. Survivor.
Yeah.
I've watched every episode for I don't know how many years. Every single one.
Is that going to be one of the architects of your life?
Because I'm gonna go on Survivor.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to get Blair. I said, Blair, you should go because you are so tough.
Strong.
And she said, I don't like bugs. I'm like, okay, never mind, because there are a lot of them. She could totally do it.
She could totally do it. Are you up, Tom?
Is this number 14?
Yep.
Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now.
Ooh, that's really good.
That is discipline.
Mm-hmm. That is a great definition of discipline.
Yeah.
Choosing what you want most over what you want now. That's a great one for kids.
It really is.
Like my kids I sent my kids this list.
You did?
Oh yeah. I was like, read every single one of these. Choosing what because think about how easy it is.
I want it now. I want that. I want that shirt. I want those shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a great one.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay. You want 15, Janice?
Sure. The people who matter won't leave you for having boundaries. True.
Yeah. I think they'll actually respect you.
Well, and I think our boundaries are the things that we do for ourselves, ourselves, so that I can contain myself. A containment boundary, I think, is one of the most important things that we can do because it'll teach us to say yes when we want to say yes or no when we want to say no.
Explain containment. I know what it is, but explain it to somebody who's like, "What? I wonder what that is."
Okay, so if you put your hands up, palms facing out. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to put it on my abdomen. And then I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to keep it out in front of me. So the left hand is the boundary that keeps us from letting other people, like, what you think of me is none of my business, telling me how to live my life. So then so this hand that is facing out, I can turn it and let things in if it's my choice. But the boundary that keeps things out is really important. And then the containment boundary for us is to keep our stuff inside and be contained with that so that I can regulate what I do to keep myself contained so I don't become offensive to you
or burdensome
or whatever it is. So you have a protection boundary is the left, so you have a containment boundary is the right. And sometimes we don't use either one of those and we're just a hot mess. But these two things are really important.
I love the visual of that. Like if people just did that, like what's me, what's you?
Yeah.
What do I need to keep in? What do I need to keep out? That's a really good visual.
Yeah. And
like it a lot.
Well, and you know what I think is so great about it is that then we can, like if I have a strong opinion about something and I'm just dying at the bits to tell Tom something or something. And if I really am mindful about it, then I think it could be something that maybe it's not going to be very loving or kind. And so that's where that containment boundary is so important at times with our significant other relationships, and I think our kids too. So it's like for me with my adult children, I will say to them, I have an opinion about this. Are you willing to hear it? And I don't even give them my opinion without asking their permission because they're grown-ups. And I just need to keep myself contained.
Yeah, that's a really good example.
Yeah.
I had my best girlfriend from Cali in this weekend and her daughter. Their son was playing in a lacrosse tournament that we all went to. And their daughter is 23, 24, and lives in New York City. And but she flew and met her parents here from Cali to watch her brother and their son play. Anyway, it was so fun, and we were all out to brunch, and I was asking Emma something, and Michelle the mom just blurted out her opinion, and Tyler, her husband, said, "Ooh, was that an unsolicited opinion from Mom that Emma did not ask for?" And we all died laughing.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, it was. And we need to stay contained.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do.
It really is, and especially with our adult children. I mean, they just, if I walked around giving them my opinion all day long and criticizing and all of that,
with you.
They would not want to be with me at all.
Yeah, and neither would their children.
No, they wouldn't.
Be like, Tutu's got a big opinion and a big mouth. And she wears me out. And said no, they don't.
No, but really, and I do not interfere with my grandchildren's stuff at all either. It's just, it really helps to have an idea about your property lines so that you're just going to have better relationships, I think. I mean, if it's something that's life-threatening, then I would certainly do something about it.
Yeah, but those are so rare.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I love 16. Your worth is not tied to your productivity.
Good.
We don't have to do anything.
I'm through.
Can we go now? Oh, man. Okay. I wish somebody had told me this and helped me actually believe this when I was in my 20s. I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off, driving myself and everybody else crazy to be worth something.
Yeah. I did it all my life with my grades. I mean, that was my number one priority. And it was ridiculous because I didn't think I could make a B. Had to make A's all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I had problems, but thank God that wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, you want 17, Janice?
Sure. Reach out to people just because they crossed your mind.
I love that one.
I love that one too. That is just really, really, really good.
Yeah, I love that one. We need to do this more.
I know.
We really need to tell people more how much they mean to us. And
I know. You know, my really good friend from Chicago that Vicki and I went to Chicago to visit. She and her husband has been really sick and he died. And her son lives in Australia and she is a nurse at New Trier High School and her husband had been very, very successful, but was really sick and died. And she's by herself. And it is just, it's on my mind all the time. And I made myself a promise to call her 3 times a day. And if she doesn't answer, I told Lynn, I said, if you don't answer, if you don't want to answer, don't. I'm just calling to let you know that I'm thinking about you because it's been so hard for her.
oh, I can't imagine.
I know.
That makes me so sad.
It's so sad.
Was he young like y'all?
No. And Lynn is probably, well, I think Jim's probably was 70, something like that.
That feels young to me.
I know. He had some sort of, I can't remember what it was, but some sort of, and it was just terrible.
Oh, I hate that.
I know.
I really, really, really hate that.
I know. So Vicki and I are trying to figure out where we're going to take her. We've decided we think maybe Hawaii.
Oh, great.
Would be great.
Yes. I really like that one. Reach out to people just because they cross your mind.
Yep.
I tell people a lot who struggle to tell with words of affirmation to people that they love. I tell them, whenever you think something, say it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like today, I loved your hair, and I'm like, your hair's so
thanks.
cute. You know, like just making an observation and then saying something. Like,
it really is.
Makes a difference in people's lives.
It does, and it makes a difference in your life.
Yeah,
because
even better.
then you feel like, oh, I've really connected with that. I mean, it really is just if we can take the time to say what we
are
thinking. Maybe not terrible.
Yeah, no.
Don't be mean. No.
Tuck those in. I don't want to hear what you don't like about me.
No, me neither.
I like living in my little cloud.
Me too.
Okay, Tom, you want the next one?
Yes, number 18. Not everything requires your reaction. Silence is a response too.
Really?
Love that.
I don't think so. I have an opinion about everything.
Even
Just
if it's
ask Tom.
not. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I wish Betty knew this advice. And my wife, but mostly Betty.
That really is a good thing.
It's a great. It is a great thing to say, and there's that. Who sings that song? Say something. Sometimes the best thing to say is not. Oh, JT, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
He sings a great song. Like sometimes the best thing to say is nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I've thought, yeah, that's so true.
That is so true.
You know, it. Especially if you're going to pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just don't.
Yeah.
Action, number 19. Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
That really is true. I think
both
you can
exist.
I do too, but I think that if you start, like, for example, when you were writing your books or when I wrote my books, the action
created motivation.
Yeah, because I would think, oh, I really want to do that, and I've got a list of some things I can do, blah, blah, blah. But I hadn't started writing it at all. And once when I started writing it, then I was much more motivated to continue to write and eventually finish it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree with this one, but that action can create motivation.
Yep.
But I have also seen motivation create
Me too.
action in my life.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, finish this off, Janice. Number 20.
Okay, you can literally change your life any day. You can wake up tomorrow and decide that you want something different.
I like that one.
I do too. You can literally change your life any day. You can wake up tomorrow and decide that you want something different.
I love this one because so many people stay stuck.
Yeah. Well, I don't have time to do this, or I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, yeah, yes.
Just take one step toward that thing.
Yeah.
I really do believe in this, that we are in charge of changing our life.
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
Mm-hmm. And I tell people all the time, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
That's right.
And so if you want...
don't cry me a river.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want something to change, start changing it. If you want a relationship to change, if you want your marriage to change, if you want the relationship with your child to change, if you want your weight to change, if you want your attitude to change, if you want your perspective to change, start changing it.
Yeah.
Because it all can change. You can change anything.
Yeah.
At any time.
Yeah.
It's never over until you're in the box.
Exactly.
Or in the urn.
Or in the urn. Whichever. It doesn't really matter.
Burn me up. Save a tree.
That was great. I really liked that. They're very doable.
Yeah. Nothing too scary or hard.
Yeah.
And really inspiring. I liked it too. We hope that this remedy inspires some change. Which, we're not, I always say, if we're not dead, we're not done.
That's right.
So keep going and growing.
That's exactly right.
We hope you have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.
And thank you for listening.